I can kind of see it in the chin.
Okay, that's it. You're fired.
All right, cool. See you guys.
Yeah, it was quite the trip. But I am looking forward to, the Jetstream Aqua Massage Race Car Show here at the mall.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
We've got some, you're working hard on it on your end. You've got a couple of things you're working on. Warren's doing his deal, and it's all going to meet at the proverbial fork in the road, and it's going to be a great show.
It really is.
We're getting a lot of interest, a lot of guys calling in and saying, hey, save me a spot, save me a spot.
So how many spots do we have open still?
We're about halfway there. We've got 30. We're going to put 32 cars in. We're about halfway there, and there's a lot of guys saying, well, I got a new car coming. I want to be there, but I can't quite commit. And I get it. You can't put a car on the show if it's not there or it's not done.
Right. Not done.
Yeah.
So,
well, we do need – do we get some super sports yet?
I do have one.
We need more supers.
We do need the super sport guys to show up this year because you know what? Not one showed up last year.
I know.
I was disappointed with that. I thought for sure we'd have some. There was 3 or 4 guys that said they'd be here, but, again, if
Jordan Linson running the
wow
sprint cars.
Wow.
So he ran 5th and didn't make the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not good enough for the main,
Must have
he
transferred
says.
the top
Jordan
4.
Linson, how you doing, buddy, if you're listening?
Good kid.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good
absolutely.
He helped us out
Yeah.
down in Bakersfield. Great kid.
That kid is, you look at him and you don't see sprint car driver, but you want to talk about a kid that, he actually wheels a sprint car pretty good, but he is a comedian. That dude is funny.
I don't even think he tries.
He fit in real well with our group down in Bakersfield. But, the car show is going to be awesome. We're going to have several carts, probably more speedway carts than cage carts because they've got the big cage cart challenge going on that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it worked out that way again this year.
And Red Bluff's that weekend too.
Right. It's unfortunate it worked out that way, but that's the final date that we could get as far as getting as close to race season without actually going into race season.
And the other thing too is that it's racing.
It is. It is what it is, and we'll have the guys that can be here will be here, and the guys that can't, are out on the track or doing something with their kids that are on the track, and it's awesome.
Exactly.
It's all good. We just want to do what we can to promote the sport, whether it's carts.
Did you see what Sam posted to your timeline?
The new muffler bearing.
Muffler bearing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sam Pettit, he's a real jokester, that guy.
That guy's a comedian.
Sam, how you doing, bud? How come he's not here? How come he never shows up for this?
Evidently he works on Wednesday nights or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's the only excuse that'll work.
That's right. So we're gonna have some new changes on the show. We're revamping the whole format. We're revamping the commercials. How things are gonna work out. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna hear some new creative commercials and some new voices. And if you guys want to advertise on the show, don't be afraid to get a hold of myself or Warren or Widescreen, and we'll get you something produced. And we've got several people have in the last couple of weeks contacted us about advertising on the show to support Northwest Dirt News, and as we help support the racing community. It's what it's all about. We're here to keep things rolling, keep things fresh, and I think we're doing all right so far. Is that Matthew Drager you're talking to?
It is Matthew Drager.
I will say that he has committed.
He has, and that's. I'll tell you what, that car's gonna look good.
Well, I kind of got now you guys are kind of hiding stuff, which kind of bothers me. But I did get a little snippet, a little sample of what they're gonna do, and I know I didn't get the whole story, but it sounds like it's gonna be a pretty cool deal. Last year's car was great. The whole scheme with the big number, and what they're doing this year is a little different, but it's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see it.
It's one of those things, and I will say this is that the black with the pink and the yellow, when we ran the 2 Speed Week races, the one that got rained out, or I should say, it did get rained out here at Willamette and then up at Sunset. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of text messages and a lot of people commenting. That's the only car we could see on the track. Mm-hmm. It was easy to find him. And for announcers, I can imagine the same thing. When you're in the booth, the huge number, it's like, okay, never mind, we know who that is.
Well, and it's funny, it's true, and I told you guys that myself, is like you always know where Matthew's car was just because there was so much contrast, and it stood out, and the fluorescent yellow and the pink, and I love stuff like that because you can kind of always just kind of use your peripheral and watch where that car is. The problem that I had last year that really bothered me as an announcer is Did everybody have to have a black car last year? I mean, there was more black cars than I think I've ever seen ever at the racetrack. It was everything goes in cycles. I remember when I was with David Hawks and we had the yellow and blue car, and then Jake decided to go racing, Jake Blair, and he went and got the Shaw that he bought from Gentry that we ran at Eldora, and he made that car orange. And people kind of took a notice of it, and he had an orange car, and Craig Hansen had an orange car. Then you started seeing all this orange coming into the scene, and then from there, everything kind of works in cycles. So last year was black. We'll see what happens this next, in 2017. Now there's going to be guys we're going to have black cars. Darren Covell's car is going to be black, and Rob Maya's car is going to be black. That's a given.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
And Dustin Katie.
Right.
Those guys always black.
Yeah.
And like Rob Campos this last year, he normally runs a black car.
Well, and that's when I saw his car last year when he brought it here to the car. I hadn't seen it prior to the car show.
Nobody had.
He unloaded that car, and I thought, man, that is cool. It was a scheme that you never see, kind of the silver gray kind of slate with the pink and the tribute to Kitty, and just the whole concept of that car I thought it was a great looking race car.
It was a beautiful car, and it was great to see that car too. I mean, it was just a beautiful race car. It was a fast race car this last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, I really hope that.
Well, here's what I liked about it. You've got guys that always have great looking races. Darren Covell's car is always great. Joey Tanner always has a good looking race car. But when you look at that car Campos brought last year to the car show, he unloaded and looked at it. My first thought was, man, that's a cool looking race car. That is something that you would see on a race in TV. Like on TV. It's just one of those cars that just looked like it came out of $1 million shop.
And it wasn't a wrapped car either. That was the beautiful part about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, and I'll go on record right now. I am not a fan of wraps.
That's a lot of work putting one of those on.
Well, that and it hides your ability to show off your sheet metal skills and your metalworking skills.
Right.
Your bodybuilder or you yourself that do that work. You're paying for a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You're putting a lot of time and energy into it. Show it off. Show off your craftsmanship. Right. And then when you wrap it, you're just covering it up with duct tape, basically.
Pretty much.
I mean, you put a lot of time and effort into it. Why should you cover it up in Sweet Home Chrome? I mean,
ouch. Whoa.
Sorry for all our fans in Sweet Home, but, I
love it. That's funny. Sweet Home Chrome. Yeah. Interesting. We'll see how much that shows up at the car show.
Hey.
So last year's car show, we're going to do some things this year. We're going to have a public vote, best appearing car, and we're gonna have an award for that. It's going to be a pretty cool deal. We talked about doing it last year. We just thought, with it being the first year and all the work that went into it and all the last minute stuff, we decided let's just have make us a fun deal. Let's just what's he saying?
Matthew, we know you're listening. Why don't you just call in?
Matthew, he wanted. Oh yeah, he was one of those guys that would have been in the mix for best appearing.
Oh yeah, and he was sitting there, and you don't understand. We went up to Cage Cup last year, and I kid you not, we get in the rig to leave to head north. First words out of his mouth. Anybody see? You guys made sure to vote, right? Dude, we couldn't find a ballot box.
We talked about doing that. We did talk about it, and we thought, you know what? There was so much going on, and honestly, it wasn't something we thought of until later, as we were making the plans and finalizing everything. We just thought, let's just make this a fun deal. Let's get everybody back in the mall to check out the race cars, and I just wanted to have a fun thing for the public. This year, it's going to get serious. We're gonna have votes. We're gonna have best appearing car. We're gonna have some other stuff going on.
Trophies.
There will be a trophy, for the best appearing car.
Cool.
So are we gonna do it as the best appearing car of the show or the best appearing car of the class?
It is going to be best appearing car of the show from the public. Everybody's gonna vote. So everybody's gonna vote, and whatever car gets the most votes. Whoever the fans think has the best looking car, there's going to be one award. There's no second. It's going to be one, and it's going to be a cool deal.
It is. I'm glad we're bringing that into the show this year. I think it's going to be good for the drivers as well as good for the public. Get them engaged in the show.
Absolutely, yeah. Get them involved, and we're going to do some more. Right. We're gonna do some more
Absolutely.
raffles like we did last year, and we haven't quite settled on where the 50-50 money is. Not the 50-50 money, but the fundraising money. You know, we're gonna sell raffle money, and we haven't quite settled on where that's gonna go yet. We've got some options we're talking about. And last year it went to Extreme Fire and Rescue and the safety crew at
Great
Sunset.
cause.
So yeah, we got about $400 or so for almost $400 per crew, which got them some stuff they needed, and
That'll buy 5 gallons of foam.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what Doug was
absolutely.
saying. So that's cool. And he says that most of the time 5 gallons of foam will get him through a season. Well, most of the time, you never know what's going to happen.
You
We
never
did
know.
have a couple fires this year.
I know. Trust me.
You were there. So
I got quite warm a couple times.
Yeah, it did. We had a couple of them. There was one on the front stretch that I remember you were really involved with, and
Yeah, I really don't like doing the 50-yard dash,
carrying
carrying a fire extinguisher.
yeah.
'Cause, I mean, what you got to realize is those extinguishers are not dry chem. Dry chems are pretty light. The red ones you guys have in your houses at home, that's a dry chem extinguisher. Ones used in motorsports, you don't use dry chem
Well,
in
those
motorsports.
aren't little. They're fairly big.
They're
too.
they're a big
They're what,
30-pound.
30 pounds?
They're a
They're more
30-pound
than-
can,
Oh, okay.
but they're loaded with water. They're loaded with a foam solution. At least us at Willamette Speedway use a foam solution. So it's literally you're carrying almost 5 gallons of water.
right.
Probably
Oh,
4.
That's 40 pounds right there.
Right.
Yeah, and you're in full race trim. At least we're in full race trim, so we've got fire suits on,
And it's 90
Four
degrees.
Fire-
layers.
firefighting boots. Sometimes you're wearing a helmet if you're intelligent.
You
I
don't
didn't-
wear a helmet.
I didn't have my helmet on. Doug, actually, hang on. I'm not going to apologize to Doug. Chris, I'm sorry I wasn't wearing my helmet. I know you're going to beat me later for it. You don't have to. Doug, he'll yell at you for the helmet. His wife, Chris, she'll beat you
Yeah,
if you don't wear your
don't
helmet.
mess with her.
No.
She'll hurt you. She's a tough gal. She'll work you over.
She'll put a whooping on you.
You know what I'm really excited about when it comes to the car show? I am really excited about what Northwest Dirt News is going to.
Well, we're going to be live doing driver interviews.
Right.
We're going to be out there. And
That'll be fun.
It's going to be fun when we got a little something we're bringing. We got a little something we're bringing to the car show.
you never know who's going to show up or what's going to show up.
You never know, especially when it comes to Northwest Dirt News.
So we do have the media exclusive on this event, right?
We do. We do have. We have maintained and yes, we have all
Right on.
broadcasting rights. That will not be an issue here at the car show. So yeah, it's going to be a good deal. But Northwest Dirt News will be actually debuting something new, and it's going to be a fun deal. I think everybody's going to
You
really
got to
like
come
that.
see it and find out.
That's right.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So when is this now?
We will be loading the cars on Friday, March 24th after 9 p.m. when the mall closes. And we will exit Sunday, March 26th at 6 o'clock when the mall closes. Yep. So we'll be here for all day for the 25th and 26th.
So the award, I imagine, is going to be awarded on the evening of 26th, probably
Yes.
near the end of the event.
Yep.
And do the drivers need to be present to win?
I don't think so.
Nah.
You know, as long as our car's here and they're getting the votes.
Yeah,
that's
as long
all
as
that
they leave
matters.
their cars here, they can go do whatever
Yep.
they want. Their car may not be here when they get back because
Right. It might end up at Dragger Performance or something.
But we'll have them on video surveillance.
Yeah,
anyway.
we've got video cameras and they work. We proved that tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Poor guy. You know.
And all he wanted was a cheeseburger.
Well, he got more than that. Now he gets 3 hots in the cot.
Hey. Yeah, he got caught all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, that's
jeez.
not the first time our cameras have caught something like that. And, it pays to have it. If you got a business, put security cameras up.
And I wish we would have them in the Jetstream Aqua Massage studio.
I'm glad we don't.
I wish we did, because then we'd find out who's been messing with our stuff.
Well, that's we're keeping the doors locked. I think we've got that maintained.
I still can't figure out who did that.
I'm pretty sure it's the dogs.
Could have been.
They've been tangled up in my legs over here a couple times.
Well, I had to kick one in the rump to get it out of here. But,
Yeah.
it's so weird to sit here in the studio now and look around, and Warren's got carts up on the table and tools and parts coming off, and I'm getting kind of excited about this indoor racing thing for winter. Warren and I have kind of had a little verbal jabs going back and forth, and
Well, I think he got a jab in down in Vegas, too.
well,
That took
he
him
almost
out.
got lapped in the first night, so whatever. It is what it is.
Exactly. Whatever.
We're just gonna make sure
Did
that
you notice in his defense, the first thing he threw out there was a weight? advantage
We're
or
just going to make sure
disadvantage.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
he's going to. We're
Well-
going to make sure that.
Yeah.
Wait, did you